Microphone in the right place here. Yeah. Okay. Right on. Okay, how's everyone doing? It's Monday, or it's Tuesday, sorry. I had a long weekend with the kids. It feels like Monday. Alright. We got here. Who's here today? We got Neil. This is a much better time for me to watch the show. Cool. Morning, Tom. Morning, Sean. Larry, how you doing? Alright, so I'm going to jump right in. If you're on YouTube, welcome. If you're on YouTube, also go and click that subscribe button and that little bell just so you can always see the show. And if you're watching on Facebook, please do like and share the video to anyone so that all people can get it. It's late in the East Coast, USA, but we're staying up for it. Okay, Mike, I'll try to come on like an hour or two earlier normally. I just was like extremely tired this morning, so I wanted to get another hour of sleep. And it's Monday for 57 minutes. Yeah, Monday for 57 minutes. All right, cool. Depends on where you are in the world, I guess. Here it's Tuesday at 11 o'clock, so a little bit different timing, I guess. So I want to jump in and get started and get talking about what is going on in cryptocurrency. Are we about to have another dip? Is it about to get real? Now, the market is kind of like consolidating. It's going up and down a little bit, and that's okay. I don't foresee it dropping immensely. If we do have a dip, it'll be like a minor correction. We're not going to have a major correction again. We've already had our major corrections. I would love to have seen it go back down to 6K and then spring off that, but I don't think that's realistic at this point with it being 8,100. So that's just what I want to say about what's going on in the market, but you know what it is. It's 6 a.m. here, getting ready for work. Oh, all right, Tom. I guess it depends on wherever we are. If I did it earlier, then Tom would have missed this probably. So I guess it all just depends on the day. But welcome everyone that's here. I love that you guys. Some of you guys are on YouTube. Some of you guys are on Facebook. I see both your messages, and so I'm live on both. So do ask questions if you'd like. I'm here for you to do that. Okay, so I want to talk a little bit about how I've been telling you guys. You're going to start seeing a lot of positive things in the news. You're going to see a lot of positive things kind of like all over the place, and they're going to kind of just pop up everywhere. And I want to kind of show you that today on the show, how much of that is actually going on, because it's actually insanely crazy how much of it actually is going on. I've been looking in the news, and it's just like positive, 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 good, good, good. All good, really positive things are starting to come out. I think we're ramping up for a time for where we're going to really start to see Bitcoin ramp up. And we got to also respect the fact that today is the 31st of July, and the August decision for the CBOE is coming up soon. So we'll have to wait and see where we go with it, but it's going to be an interesting, it's going to be a really interesting way when we get there to what we're actually going to do. And so I just want to kind of point that out, that it's quite interesting if you actually think about it. So here's one of the big pieces of positive news right here. We have the Bitcoin price is headed to $500,000 in 6 years, says a hedge fund manager. He's not the first person to say it's going to hit that range in 5 years. So this is why like guys like Charlie Lee were saying, get one Bitcoin. Just get one. If you have one and hold on that one Bitcoin, there's not even enough Bitcoins for every 1 millionaire in the world. So if you have one, you will pretty much put yourself in a position to be, when the world switches over to Bitcoin and crypto, you will put yourself in a position to be, you know, the kingpin. And so, you know, people that have like 50 of them, I have friends that have 50 and they're like, oh man, like Bitcoin's doing the crap, blah, blah. I'm like, man, if you have 50 of them and they're worth $500,000, you'll be all right with that, won't you? And so that's kind of the point. All right, Tom, see you later, brother. I hope you have a great day, man. So I noticed we have less members come on the show when I do in the morning, but I think I just have to start doing it more often. And every Tuesday and Thursday, I'm going to do morning ones. And every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I'm going to do my night ones. I just didn't do one last night because we had a long weekend. It was extremely tiring. My thoughts on Digibyte. Well, Deshaun, Digibyte is basically super speed. It's like super speed Bitcoin. And if you've watched that post that I posted in the group yesterday, the Thai government or the Thai movie Cineplex movie theater people. Sorry, my brain is farting right now. They actually just signed up to actually accept cryptocurrency as a payment for movies, and they're using this thing called Rapid Pay, which is connected to Digibyte. So it is going to have use case in a lot of it because they're going to use Digibyte to do things on the back end. So my thoughts on Digibyte are that before we had our huge correction, Digibyte looked on charts and fundamentally like it was going to creep towards $1, but now obviously it's down. I think it was at like 15 cents at one point. I could see it there again, not like right away, but you know it's going to creep back up to that because it's going to have more and more use case, and the more cryptocurrencies have use case, you know, the more people are going to use them. So that's kind of the whole point. Polymath had an awesome run, Mike. Now, I've been telling you guys why I like Polymath, and I'll explain it one more time. So, Polymath is linked to NASDAQ. NASDAQ is basically trying to tokenize the stock market because it actually simplifies a lot of things and makes it easier to do an STO than an IPO. Costs a lot less money, and then you could crowdfund for middle-sized and small businesses to be on the stock market, which right now pretty much they've been weeded out. There's actually less companies in the stock market since than there were in 1970, and that should just blow your mind just thinking about that. This is probably why when you go to a mall, you always feel like you see the same stores, the same things a lot, the same places to eat. There's a reason for that. That's actually happening on purpose. Thoughts on Neem? I think it's a really good one. I own still not like a ton, but a good little chunk of a bag of Neem. It's a really interesting one. It's been around a really long time. I know in Japan they use it a lot, but it's had issues with getting hacked, and it got hacked, but the exchanges got hacked. But those crypto, obviously disappeared. So, when someone sells them, it lowered the value probably, and why it's so low now. But is it a good project? I definitely think so. They have a good team. They've been around a really long time, so they're not going to go anywhere if that's what you want to know. They're probably going to have to, step it up. Now, when we come back to Polymath, Polymath is really interesting because their whole entire, if you go read what they're actually, or the whole concept of what Polymath does, is they will be one of the major factors in tokenizing the stock market, because kind of what their whole plan was is to kind of tokenize things. So Polymath's going to have a large influence, and I've been telling people this for a while, and when it was like 25 cents, I was like, oh my god. So, is it a problem? No, not at all. Thoughts on Nulls? Nulls I've traded, Daniel, but it's not a project that I've owned because I when I looked at the team, it was okay. So it's just not another one I wanted to add to my pot per se. And there's nothing against it. It's just I have too many different things that that I have in my bags, and I don't want to add more. So, is it a good project? Yes. Is it one that I don't have for a bad reason? No. Okay, so good news, $500,000 in 6 years. That's great. That's awesome. Okay, now, Litecoin. Now we have another positive thing from Litecoin. Now, even though Litecoin keeps moving down, that might be a good thing. It might be a good opportunity for some people, they would say. So, Litecoin is going to be accepted on the HTC blockchain phone. Now, you don't understand sometimes, some people don't understand what that actually means. Now, I have to explain to you, what does that actually mean? What that means is when those phones come out and everyone that is a crypto enthusiast buys them, because that's who's going to target market right away, is going to be the crypto enthusiasts. and maybe some people that are curious about crypto, those people that have Litecoin will then all of a sudden have a way to use their Litecoin to buy and spend their money, to just spend it and use it. So when you start using Litecoin, it has more use case. When you start using Litecoin, it starts to have more value. Okay, and Litecoin just announced that they're going to start doing more things than just be a currency. They're going to start adding value to what they do. So I can't remember exactly what it was that they're going to do. If anyone wants to chime in, let me know. But Litecoin is trying to push themselves above and beyond where they were, or where they are, for example. Now, Charlie Lee, being a futurist who used to work at Google as a futurist, will probably be thinking about that when he made that decision. Are we going to kill it? Probably. I think Litecoin is undervalued. Absolutely undervalued. So, I'm not going to shill it. I just think it's definitely undervalued. It's something that, once we see these big, huge waves start going back up again, I think Litecoin will have a nice long run back up to 400 again. Whether it be this year or next year, I don't know. But I think that Litecoin definitely deserves that respect and probably will have a nice run, especially with the amount of OTC deals going in and out of Litecoin every day. There's a lot of it. How's it going, Chris? How you doing, brother? Not too much. I want to do a show with Chris soon, so you guys be tuned for that, because I want to start getting on and chatting with some other crypto enthusiasts. I think a lot of people would enjoy that, a little bit of banter between the two of us. So yeah, good stuff. Do I own the Key VIP? I don't own it, but I've traded it a lot recently because there's been a lot of very good swings in the Key. So the reason I don't hodl it is because, like I said, I don't try to add too many coins to my hodl pot. I try to keep it to like 10 to 12 coins. And then if there's ICOs that I've had and I'm like holding on them for a while and then I'm gonna flip them or whatever, I don't know yet. But yeah, we'll see. But try not to add too many different coins, because what's happening is really hard to track them all. So for me, I'd rather just keep it simple. The KISS method. All right. So moving on, we have someone says Bitcoin's going to be $500,000. Then we have Charlie Lee come out and say, "Oh, look at this. There's a blockchain phone, and we're going to have our support on it." Two really positive things, right? Then we have the Indian government say that they're actually going to embrace blockchain technology to get rid of the fraud in their government. Holy crappers. I've been saying this for a long time. Crypto gets rid of scammers. It gets rid of all these types of people, because once we have stuff like the Key, stuff like all these other things that we're building up in crypto, you will not be able to do identity fraud if everyone was connected to blockchain technology. It's just not possible. It'd be super duper hard. So there's a lot of things that it's going to benefit. You also cannot steal money because ledgers are distributed and public. You cannot, fudge the books. It's impossible. Everyone would know. So all this will just make it more fair, and corruption will be very, very difficult to have at the levels that they are today. There's still going to be some. What's that? You use a trading bot. Yes. The one that I'm creating is about to be ready, Chris. We'll have it done in approximately 15 days. If there's any issues or anything that we have to fix, it could be up to 30 days. But we'll definitely be using the trading signal bot, because if, Chris, you've looked at my signals from the 1st to the 14th, I hit 90% of the signals for 980% growth total percentage-wise. So that was really, really good. And yeah, basically, the bot, the good thing about the bot is, like, it picks up the signals when they actually come. You don't miss them. You're not like, out with your kid and miss it and it's an hour late and it starts to run and you can't play that signal. Well, the bot will play it for you. So you guys just basically, you sign up for a bot, the bot that we created, and basically the bot will pick up the signals that I've shown you guys in my group. So when you go into the group, if you go on the page, there's a Google spreadsheet. I took a copy of it. I can also send you guys pictures. Some member asked for pictures, like screenshots, so I'll send those as well. for you guys to look so you can see the proof, and the evidence is in the proof is in the pudding. Obviously, there's some members that can confirm that. And then you can see that the calls that the bot will make for you, and you'll probably be pleasantly surprised that it can do very, very good numbers, and that's kind of the point. So you just don't have to do anything. So if you're a noob and you don't know how to trade, or you're someone who gets emotional when you trade, this absolutely is going to be for you, and you can even wait a month or two. I'm not pressuring anyone to use it. It's going to do the selling for itself. So that's awesome. So hope that answers your question, Chris brother. But yes, another positive thing, we're going to get rid of fraud. Bitcoin's going to be $500,000. A phone is going to accept Litecoin. Start seeing all these things. Korea is pushing positive crypto legislation. What happens after it's passed? Obviously, what happens after crypto regulation is passed? We have regulation. And once legislation leads to regulation, we then start to see another positive thing in cryptocurrency, because all these positive regulation and legislations that are going through, they're going to make cryptocurrency legitimate. They're going to make them a real currency, a real store of value, a real utility, a real commodity. They're going to make them all that, or even a real security for some of them, because some of them are going to have to remain like stocks and securities. It's a fact, so we know that. So what's going to happen? Well, we're just going to see cryptocurrencies start to kind of blow up in Korea once they have that legislation, because then they have rules how to stop government fraud, how to stop money laundering, how to stop a lot of different things that are corrupt and bad. And then they do have a way to monitor some types of activity with cryptocurrency, which obviously isn't the best, but it's not the worst, because then scams are stopped, etc. And then what will also happen is you'll start to see a lot of places in Korea accepting cryptocurrency, like all over, right? So they're just going to start having probably QR codes and stuff that get generated, and you scan it with your phone, you pay, or something along those lines will start happening. So it's coming. The mass adoption, the waves are coming soon. Start looking into what actually is about to come, and you'll see it super clear. Question is, you mentioned before but can't recall, how much will subs be for the bot? How much will subs? What do you mean subs? Subs be for the bot. How much will subs? I don't know what you mean by subs. Oh, subscription. Okay. So Hemingway, if you're a member of my channel, so Cryptocurrency Education, if you are a member of my ICO pool, you guys will get first dibs. The first 250 members to sign up get the bot for $100. And some of them, the first 100 people who already signed up, got a 20% discount off of that. So the next time we open up the wave, it'll be $100 till $250, which I think we have 129 or 132 or something like that people left open, but we stopped it. So we're going to reopen it. Then the last 132 whatever is going to get $100, and then after the first seed investors, which is the 250 of them, when they paid, or when they have got their codes, we're going to then open it up to the regular pricing of $200 a month. But I'll probably even still offer like discount codes and stuff, and we're going to obviously offer a nice discount if you sign up for 6 or 12 months as well. Like 12 months is $1,800. So if you're not in the first seed round, it's still reasonably priced for people, because it's like less than $200 a month if you do it for a year, or if you do it for 6 months. So that kind of helps explain it. Sue, how you doing? I've never seen you during the day, so that's cool. Hopefully this time works better for some of you. I'm going to try a couple hours earlier as well to see if that actually helps on Thursday. So maybe like 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning, my time, which is about an hour before now, or an hour and a half before now. So, or even 2 hours before now. I'll try to somewhere around there. So you guys let me know if that works. So another positive thing, crypto regulation, awesome. Legislation, awesome. All right, so I want to talk about this one, because this one is a little bit concerning, and I hope that Bitcoin starts to run up a little bit more, so that no one starts to turn off their mining hardware, because when Hashflare turned off their mining hardware, they gave Bitmain 53% of the actual mining hash power for Bitcoin. So technically, Bitmain could have done a 51 attack and just screwed everybody. They didn't. They're good peoples. I think they realized longevity-wise they'd make more money not doing that, so they probably didn't. But then Hashflare opened up their mining again after Bitcoin surpassed, I think it was like 7,800. They turned their machines back on, so now it's a little bit more fair. But that is a little bit of issue. And I think I saw Bitmain was selling to another group some of their power to make it more decentralized, but it's still really, that's the only reason why people say Bitcoin's not really decentralized, because of this stuff right here. So this is not a good thing, but it's also right now not a bad thing, because nothing happened, and now it's done. So here we go. Todd Osmond, is there going to be a cap eventually of users? I could see volume being a challenge. Yes. So, Todd, we're going to have 5,000 user cap, but I'm also going to start hiring more traders. So we're going to hire traders as we get closer to, like, when I get to 1,000 members on one bot, I'm going to hire a trader to start another bot with HIT in them, and then people can follow the traders they like, and the traders can bring their members on too if they like. So, looking at doing that. I've already talked to a few that I know that are very good, and so we can do that too. So there's lots of options and stuff like that, guys. So I wouldn't worry about it too much, honestly. We just have to do that. What I'm hearing about the cannabis industry, Deshaun, even my mom went to the bank, and we're from Canada, and my mom went to the bank, and the banker told her it's a really good time to buy weed stocks because they're low right now. So there you go. And that was my mom's banker. So that my mom was asking me, is it a good time? I said, it's always a good time to buy weed stocks. I just told her, like, you know, it's a pharmaceutical company, and in October it starts to, you know, officially open up the gates. And so I said, if you're going to buy it and it's cheap right now, it's a great time to get in, right? So, yeah. That's just, that's her banker's opinion, in my opinion, but I've always been bullish on that if the weed stocks come down before it becomes fully, like, full go, it's going to be huge. Because if you've ever been to Vegas or anywhere and you see that industry, it is massive. And so once Canada's fully legalized, you're going to see a lot of money funneling into the government too, which is also positive. So there's a lot of good that can become out of that, and it's a good financial, potentially a good financial decision. How do we find the good ones? There's like Afia Growth, Canopy Growth, a couple others. There's Kronos Group. Those are the three that I know of off the top of my head. So give a look into those ones, and you can have a little a looky-see, as they say. Alright, so I see a question here on YouTube. Hold on a sec. It's from Lily. I think it's Lily. What coin do you think will give the best return of investment this year and long term? That's a really loaded question because no one knows for sure. But what I can tell you for sure is that I think that ETC has a very good potential for that. And the reason why I think ETC has a really big potential for that is because they're going to be the cheapest coin on Coinbase. They're for sure guaranteed going on Coinbase, and they should be on Coinbase before the other coins that they've been looking and exploring at putting on Coinbase come out. So what I mean by that is, like, yes, they're looking at ADA and OX and other coins like Zencash and stuff like that, or ZEC, one of the other ones. But they're looking at all those coins, but those coins haven't even been decided yet. ETC's been decided, and they said between 2 and 3 months, about a month and a half ago. So I would say that ETC, when we have a bull run, could be one of those coins that does see a very large amount of growth by the end of the year. But it's really hard to say for sure. No one knows 100%. But there's a lot of coins. Also, Digibyte's another one that could have a huge run up this year. And even Cliff High has been very bullish on it too. And although this year he's been very off, in years past he hasn't. So it's potentially another one that could go very, very off the chart. So hope that helps, Lily. You know, I could give you lots of other coins that could potentially be the big ones too. It's really hard to say which one is going to go. That's why you diversify your portfolios, guys, so that, if you have, bits, not like 300 coins, obviously, but if you have like 20 of your favorite coins, if 2 of them really go crazy, you still haven't missed out on it. You maybe not have, maybe you don't have like only 5 coins and you got 20% of your pot into that coin, but the point is that at least you have like 5 to 8%, 5 to 10% of that coin of your pot, and if it goes parabolic, you're getting benefits from it as well as when the other ones move up too. So you have a good hedge. That's the way to do it. So another positive thing about cryptocurrency, Gibraltar United becomes the first football club to pay their players in cryptocurrency. So yet again, we see more positive news. Now, look at Bitcoin's price. It's going down. Now, I said we're probably going to have a dip, maybe 78, maybe 75, but we're not going to have like a huge dip again. I don't see that in the charts right now, but it's possible. So you never ever know for sure. Okay, so hey, long question, but it's been on my mind for a while. I was wondering about Bitcoin cost per transaction fees. I noticed it spiked recently to around $105 per transaction, but if you look back in July 2014, it did the same thing then, but fell again under $10 fees. Do you think the Bitcoin cost per transactions will dip low again, causing the price of Bitcoin to fall? Or will the cost per transaction keep rising from here? You can see the chart on the... what do I think about that? Bitcoin's prices are, it depends on how many people are mining it. So the more people that mine it, the faster the transactions, the cheaper the prices. The less people mining it, the longer it takes, the more expensive the prices, as far as I know. So what it comes down to is, in 2014, people probably turned off their machines and were like, screw Bitcoin. Like, it's doing crap. And they stopped buying and selling it too. So that could have happened. So recently, if we've had things spike up, it's because all of Hashflare, people turn off their mining machines. So it made it slower the network, and it also made it more expensive. You had to pay more fees, etc., because there's less miners fighting for those fees. So obviously, supply and demand economics. So that's pretty much your answer for that. As Bitcoin becomes more and more used, it might become slower and more expensive as well, because there's not going to be enough machines to push those transactions, right? So this is why we have alternate side chains like Rootstock, and Lightning Network to take care of all those extra transactions. And you're going to see more things like that to kind of like be lightning speed transactions for the other stuff. So that's what we're looking at. What date do you think Coinbase will make a decision on adding those coins? I cannot tell you, because I cannot read the mind of Mr. Robinson over there. So I wish I could tell you for sure. No one knows. Even Nate Robinson says he doesn't even tell anyone within the circle of the main people in Coinbase. So no one knows. No one will know until they make that decision. We can tell you that they're looking at those coins, and they've told us they're looking at them. But when they decide, it could be anytime. No problem, Christopher. Now, with the mining stuff, Chris, I'll tell you that's not my specialty when it comes to the education side. Mining, I understand, but it's not something like, I don't have my own machines, and I don't, set them up and, get the algos and get the mining, happening in a place, because I don't have space, and I live in Thailand. It's really hot here. So I have a buddy named Alvaro who is like a pro with this kind of stuff. And I'm actually going to be talking to him about having him, and he's probably watching or going to watch this later. I want to have him come on the show and actually explain some of that kind of stuff, and simplify it for people, because I'm not an expert in everything. And when it comes to mining and that really technical side, that stuff is like not really my realm. I'll be honest. And there's a lot of people that actually are in crypto that feel the same way. So some, like my buddy David Moorfield, also is really good at that stuff. He's made VPSs for mining farms. So when they talk about that stuff, I'm just like, okay, cool, awesome. All right, now again, what am I telling you? The theme of today: positive news. Okay, so we have Pantera. Okay, it's a cryptocurrency hedge fund. They have increased a lifetime return of 10,136%. Put this in perspective for you. If you started with $1, it would be worth $10,136. If you started with $10, it would be worth $100,000. If you started with $100, it would be $1 million. Think about that. Think about that. You're a fund. You put in $100 million, and then you get a 10,000% return on that. Think of how rich you just became. This is why cryptocurrencies are awesome, because they go crazy. And if you have a good stake in the right ones, you benefit immensely financially. Then, when you're immensely benefited financially, hopefully you'll do stuff that's good for society and for people. And when you have a lot of money like these guys do, hopefully they donate to charity and do good with some of that, because I feel like the transition of money going from, the ultra elite to some of the regular people that were smart and held, that is going to be good for the world, because more people will be able to help each other. Because as you guys know, the elite don't normally just hand out money to us, unfortunately. So, a very good thing, but also a really good eye-opening experience for people to understand how much they can benefit financially from that. And so that's where we're at when it comes to all of these things. And I'm going to tell you, it's big news. So any questions from anyone, just out of curiosity? Anyone have any questions that they would like me to answer? The last one was about mining. And is there anyone else that has a question about ETFs funds? Does anyone have any questions about what is happening in the market? Do I see a dip coming? Any questions? If not, it's okay. I'm just curious. And there's going to be some really cool stuff happening soon, and I hope that you guys are ready for it, because I love cool stuff, and I hope that you guys do too. And also, I just want to say something right now while live. Storm on Binance is looking really good between 180 and 190 sats. Okay, so just while we're live right now, I'm giving you some good advice. Storm around 180, 195 SATs. That might be a really good place to look at if you guys like TA. That's a good one. All right. So just for you guys to know, I just wanted to tell you that. And I want to tell you that live, so that when you come on in 5 days and look back, you're like, damn, that was awesome. Now the SEC has come out and said XRP isn't a security. Do I see it blowing up? Daniel, no. I think people understand that XRP is not a great currency. We'll see. But if it was going to blow up, it should have already gone up, and it didn't move really at all. It went to 46 and went back down to 45 cents. So we'll see. I don't know. The CBOE ETF decision or postponed. The CBOE is not the one that got postponed. It was another smaller ETF group. I can't remember the name. I told you guys on the show, but it's the names of the group eludes my brain. But they were told that they were going to be pushed back till September. And the CBOE is it's not ahead of schedule. It's going ahead as scheduled. So that should be no issue for any one of us. And even if the ETF did get postponed, it would not matter, because it's eventually going to happen. Like even the commissioner of the SEC said that it was like almost irresponsible for them not to accept the ETF. So we see that it's going to come. It's not if, it's when. So that's what's good. Oh, ETFs take a long time to be approved. It could take a year. Yes, it could, Gloombastic. It absolutely could. But what I can tell you about ETFs is even if the ETF gets approved, it's still going to take to Q1 of 2019 to actually be, used, right? Because then they have to create the structure for the ETF so that you can go on your phone and click buy Bitcoin and it just buys Bitcoin, right? So that's the other side. What's up, Alvaro? I just was talking about how I want you to one day come on the show with me, and we'll do maybe a pre-recorded one where you explain a little bit about mining, because and DNS stuff that we talked about. Maybe that would be a really cool way for you to be integrated. So if you're interested, let me know. XRP auto corrects to crap. Awesome. I didn't know it did that, but that's awesome. I stepped on some gum the other day, and I looked at it, and it was Ripple, and it was in my shoe. So crap. I stepped on crap. Say, would it be better to add more Bitcoin for now and wait for alts? Keep on losing Bitcoin value. Got scared of alts for now. Yes, that's definitely a good strategy to get more Bitcoin and hold and wait for alts to start moving and then buy into alts again. Or you just right now would be a good time to buy into alts because they're really cheap. So there's a give and take there as well. So that's what I'm saying. So I think that's pretty much it for today. I think maybe. Yeah, that's it for today. So, it was a pleasure to be here with all you guys. And if there's anything you guys need, to hit me up in the group. The bot, like I said, is probably about 15 to 30 days away. The only reason it would be 30 days away is just because of extra testing. There was a feature I wanted Serby to add in, but I realized that would probably be dumb to do that. We'll do that on an update once the bot is actually active. We'll do it on a separate server and make another bot with the extra things that I wanted to put in, because I don't want you guys to wait any longer. I don't want to wait any longer, man. I've missed so many signals all the time because I'm too busy. So, yeah. I'm going to post a signal right now on my group right after the show. So you guys go to the group and look at it. It's a storm signal. Play it if you want to see how signals work. See all you guys later. You have yourselves a great Tuesday or a great Monday night. And I'll see you on Wednesday, tomorrow night. All right, guys. Have a good one. Bye-bye.